Don't say I never told you. When you wake up tomorrow and your heart ain't feeling right, I love to steal up all the say goodbye to pain and sorrow every day and every night.
This is Creative Crossover, where I share my journey on navigating the shift from burnout professional to full-time creative without blowing up my life or becoming someone I don't even recognize. I just have this itch that I cannot ignore anymore. I just know that I was destined for something more creative, more freeing, more just me. And this, I don't know. I mean, I love my day job and it's not like I can just quit. But having the last few weeks off for my surgery really made me see things differently. Being away from work stress, it's just been so freeing and I really like that. So obviously I don't have all of the answers. I don't know who does, but what I would like to do is to build this content creation business so that hopefully when I do retire in a few years, this could hopefully be my main job. My friends think I'm crazy because I went through a lot of schooling and ended up specializing to now focus in reconstruction, but I can't do dentistry from home. And sometimes I just don't want to interact with people. So let's ask my robo bestie for more structure to the mess of ideas that's in my head. Please help me figure out a plan for my life. I feel stuck and no longer want to work full-time, but I can't do that right now. I love sharing my journey on personal growth and embracing the more creative side of me with doing pottery. The past couple of years, I've been a content creator and I love the flexibility of that job. I would like a plan to do this part-time as a busy mom of two until I can survive on the income when I retire in 4 years. It's one thing to be successful on paper and be known as the strong one, but then just to feel tired. If you're like me, you love caring for others, but you've forgotten how to care for yourself. You've traded your quirks for credentials, and now you're asking, is this it? Is this all there is? You used to dream and you used to create. Now you scroll wondering if it's too late to start over without burning it all down. Because let's be real. The real goal isn't just to have more money. It's about what it represents. More freedom, less stress, more time with the family, and also to be able to do the things that we love. Like, I just don't like the idea of having to live for the nights and weekends. And when you're working towards something, you always have to ask, what is the cost? Like, is it overworking? Is it selling out on your values, or kind of cutting out your family to the point where you just don't even see them at all? We've seen this portrayed on so many movies where it's usually the dad will choose his career over his family and then he wonders why he's so disconnected from them. And I'm not saying that I don't wake up early so that I can work on my goals, or that sometimes my husband will take the kids out so that I can record without there being yelling or banging in the background. I'm saying don't completely neglect your family, the things that are important to you. Like, you don't want there to have a negative impact. I mean, with everything, there's balance, and we have to make sure that we stay in the right spectrum. So here's what ChatGPT told me. And for the longest, I don't even know if I said this in previous videos, but I've been calling it ChatGTP. And that just seems so natural to me. So ChatGPT, let's go. You can build a new life alongside your old one. Slowly, sustainably, with soul. You don't have to quit your job today. You can create while clocked in. So I actually love this. It says to start small. Share your story. Make content from your actual life, not some pretend influencer fantasy. Check. It's a lot easier to create content that way too. Build community, not just followers. Fantastic. It's just funny because, like, when I look at my analytics, you can see that the pottery videos, specifically the pottery studio tour videos that I've done, they've gotten me the most watch time and subscribers. So based off of this, you would assume that I should start making more of those videos, but it's staying true to yourself. And that was not the intention of this channel. Pottery is a segment of it, something that I like to do, but definitely personal growth, my journey on becoming is definitely the main point. Another thing to ask yourself is, what kind of money am I really trying to make, and who do I want to become in the process? So last year, even without a strategy to be successful, I made over $15,000, and that was with minimal amount of time spent and only posting on Instagram. It might seem like a small amount of money, but it's quite significant for the amount of time that I spent doing it. So I see the potential, especially if you do this full time. And this year I haven't done much of anything. And this quarter is to just focus on building strategy and feeling confident in my plan and how I'm going to tackle this thing. And then maybe next quarter I can think about monetizing and what that will look like. So yeah, the goals are small but definitely manageable, which I like. There's definitely room for growth, which is good. So what I did was break down my goals over the next 4 years, which is before I retire. It just made it so you're less overwhelmed and you have actionable steps. And I really love these. Because of the 4 years, it broke it down into 4. And the funny thing is I've accomplished quite a few of these, but it's just in such an organized way, instead of me kind of moving the goalposts and just doing too much. So I'll share those with you. So the first year, the theme is routine before rising. Really like that. It says to clarify your niche and your voice. I think that really connects with self-discovery and being able to identify what it is that you really want to talk about. So it says consistently share content around personal growth, creativity, pottery, and your journey of being a burnt out professional rediscovering herself. Yes, absolutely. Set a realistic content schedule, build your brand identity, and start building an email list with a freebie, which I've already done and will link in the description below. And monetize light. I've already been doing that by using affiliate links. So it's not like you have to wait to monetize. You can be a very small channel like myself and make a significant portion. Well, I guess I shouldn't say significant, but to me it seems like even a couple hundred, even if it's $30, that's fantastic, because most of that is passive income. You put those links in your description or you share them in your stories, and that's it. It also mentioned doing mindset work, which is fantastic. It says start therapy, check, or journaling, check. But talk about burnout, perfectionism, people pleasing, and your inner child healing. Set boundaries on your day job. And I've been working on this, but it's hard. As an overachiever, yes, it is. For year 2, it's called Build While Balance. So create 1 or 2 core products. I have this idea for it. I've written everything down in my Notion template where I kind of dump all my thoughts. I'll put that in there and I'll come back to it, so I don't get overwhelmed with everything. Consistently pitch or collaborate with aligned brands. That is very important, to not just accept any brand collaboration. Stay to the ones that you really believe in. If you use them and you love their products, so those are the ones you really want to work with. Optimize and repurpose your content to grow efficiently. That's not what I'm good at, so that's something to look forward to. And then start outsourcing small tasks. And it mentioned outsourcing editing, but I really like editing. I really like it. So I think what I can do instead is outsource things like cleaning the bathroom or scrubbing the stove. I'll do that instead, for sure. It buys back time. It gives some metrics to aim for, which is 1,000 email subscribers. Okay, I'll work on it. It talks about rest to avoid burnout. This is fantastic. All right, so year 4 is called Aligned Abundance. Launch a signature program. So that's your big ticket item. It's year 3. We have time. Begin speaking or guest feature on podcasts, which I've already started doing. That's fantastic. Solidify brand partnerships, right? So it's just working towards the future. And then to build a team, like a virtual assistant, content editor, which like right now it's not something I want because that's part of my creative outlet, and marketing helper. Year 3. The metrics are like $2,000 to $3,000 a month in income. I think that's doable. Definitely. As soon as you start building more strategy and system, I think it is possible for sure. And then start reducing your hours and responsibilities at work if possible. I don't know. And then year 4, it's called Freedom by Design. Create a retirement launch series. I really like this idea. I think it's a very important chapter in my life, and it would be great to share that. So launch the behind the scenes, glow up, and lessons learned. Yep, I like it. Secure a consistent passive and active income. Pitch a book, which I'm kind of thinking of right now, actually. So this is good. Like a 4-year plan to get that done. Lean into full-time creativity with freedom and intention. Yeah, and then fully transition from your day job. That's the plan. So the legacy plan it gave was to serve, support, and inspire others who are where you are. Continue evolving your brand while living with more softness and joy. It also gave a bonus, which is like a weekly routine for busy working moms. It talked about having 1 creative session a week, which is where you do your filming, your editing, and whatnot. 1 day a week is where you will try to batch all your content, which I'm slowly learning how to do. And then 15 minutes a day for engagement or idea dumping. Make sure you set a timer so you're not just doom scrolling. And speaking of the future, I am making a cross-country trip in a couple of weeks, moving from the west to the east coast, and I'm going to be documenting my journey. But to prepare for that, we had to repair the RV. There was a leak in the worst place you could imagine. Guess. Yeah, tell me in the comments what you think it was. But we had to fix it, and it's now ready, so let's go pick it up. For me, the hardest part about content creation is thinking that my life was too boring to document or to share with other people. But I'm starting to realize that that's not the point. The point is to share more about yourself, about your life, so that you can connect with other people. And so I guess that's the point of learning how to share my story online, just to help build that connection, that community. I remember in my people-pleasing days, I would make so many friends and we would hang out, and it would just be an environment that I just did not feel comfortable. I just ended up feeling so drained because either I was acting like somebody that I wasn't, or it was just too much. I just didn't connect with them because they weren't my people. So share your story so you can connect with other people and they can become your people. So this is me. I might be hard, sometimes soft, maybe awkward, but definitely unpolished. And I think that's what I want my superpower to be, is not necessarily to try to be perfect, but to be more real. But it's way too hot to be outside right now, so let's go home. So that was great. Yes, I feel like I now have clarity on where to go. Now all I have to do is break those down into manageable steps, my weekly goals, and then of course I love doing the 12-week check-in. And if you want the same template that I use, I'll leave it in the description. It's free. But I like it. I think that I have a good plan for strategy to build income and also have good consistency and be able to do all of that with maintaining a healthy mindset and avoiding burnout, of course. I'm so excited. And if you watch my video, I talked about just doing it scared and making hard decisions instead of being stuck or paralyzed with doing research or just making a plan. Like, I'm actually just going to do it. So if you are a creative who's stuck in a professional box, I'm making this space for personal growth, pottery, laughter, and pajamas. So come with me. We're building this creative crossover together with healing, humor, and hella boundaries. See you in the next one.